In this video, we are going to talk about the top 10 Super Bowl games in NFL history. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel so you don't miss any videos. The Super Bowl is the annual final playoff game of the National Football League (NFL) to determine the league champion. The game is played on the second Sunday in February. The Super Bowl is among the world's most watched single sporting events and frequently commands the largest audience among all American broadcasts during the year. Let's look at the top 10. Number 10. Super Bowl XXXVIII, Patriots 32, Panthers 29. The 14-2 New England Patriots, 2 years after winning their first ever Super Bowl championship, met the upstart 11-5 Carolina Panthers in this matchup. Despite featuring no scoring in the first and third quarters, the teams managed to rack up 61 points and 868 yards of total offense. Number 9. Super Bowl III, Jets 16, Colts 7. Arguably the biggest upset in Super Bowl history, the New York Jets of the AFL defeated the heavily favored Baltimore Colts of the NFL, 16-7. The result is a seminal moment in NFL history, a watershed event that shaped the league into the way it's constructed today, as the NFL and AFL merged to create the NFC and AFC. Was the game played in a classic fashion? No, it was not. But its result is important enough to merit its inclusion on this list. Number 8. Super Bowl XXXIV, Rams 23, Titans 16. This Super Bowl was a thriller, but it didn't really pick up until the fourth quarter. After Tennessee tied the game at 16 with 2:12 left in regulation, Rams quarterback and eventual game MVP Kurt Warner connected with Isaac Bruce on a 73-yard touchdown pass, putting St. Louis in front again. 1 yard was all that prevented the first ever overtime game in the history of the Super Bowl. Never before had the title bout truly been a game of inches. Number 7. Super Bowl XXXII, Broncos 31, Packers 24. This Super Bowl is underrated. Denver took a late 31-24 lead, and Favre tried to lead Green Bay for the tying score. But his fourth down pass for Mark Kamara was incomplete. Finally, Elway had his Super Bowl ring, and he happened to obtain it in one of the greatest Super Bowls ever played. Number 6. Super Bowl XLIII, Steelers 27, Cardinals 23. This Super Bowl presented perhaps the most interesting dichotomy in the history of the game. On one hand, you had the 5-time Super Bowl champion Steelers, a team ripe with history and success. On the other, you had the Arizona Cardinals, who had mostly been a punching bag throughout their existence. This game was also noteworthy for Steelers linebacker James Harrison's Super Bowl record 100-yard interception return for a touchdown as the first half expired, which I consider the most underrated play in NFL history. Number 5. Super Bowl XXIII, 49ers 20, Bengals 16. Unfortunately for the Cincinnati Bengals, they were twice the victim of San Francisco 49ers quarterback Joe Montana's magic, losing to him in 2 Super Bowls in the 80s. The second stung much more than the first, as the Boomer Esiason-led Bengals held a 13-6 advantage to start the fourth quarter and were up 16-13 late in the game. Montana eventually found John Taylor in the end zone, allowing the 49ers to win the game, 20-16, for their third Super Bowl championship of the 80s. After the game, the late, great Bill Walsh, who won 3 titles in San Francisco, retired, putting a punctuation mark on one of the most pulse-pounding Super Bowls ever. Number 4. Super Bowl XXXVI, Patriots 20, Rams 17. This was a heartstopper from start to finish, with clutch plays throughout. The heavy underdog New England built a 17-3 advantage on the strength of a Ty Law pick-six off Rams quarterback Kurt Warner and a Tom Brady touchdown to David Patton. But St. Louis roared back, tying the game with 2 late touchdowns, setting the stage for Brady to begin to author his legacy. Number 3. Super Bowl XLII, Giants 17, Patriots 14. Perhaps no Super Bowl in history contained more historical ramifications than the Super Bowl XLII. The Patriots entered the game with an 18-0 record and were attempting to complete a perfect season. At the end, Manning threw the go-ahead touchdown to Plaxico Burress with just 35 seconds left, and the Giants' defense closed out the game, giving New York its third Super Bowl championship and denying the Patriots perfection. Number 2. Super Bowl XIII, Steelers 35, Cowboys 31. The Steelers and Cowboys comprise one of the best rivalries in sports, and the game was the ultimate moment in their history. In the end, it was a drop by Cowboys tight end Jackie Smith in the end zone that swung the game, as Dallas ended up losing by 4. Pittsburgh led 35-17 in the fourth quarter, but the Cowboys roared back, cutting the lead to 35-31. Yet they were unable to retake the lead, and the Steelers beat Dallas again. Number 1. Super Bowl 25, Giants 20, Bills 19. Super Bowl 25 is arguably the cleanest Super Bowl ever played. Neither team committed a turnover, and from the start, the game was intensely contested. The Buffalo Bills were heavily favored, and after Bruce Smith sacked Giants quarterback Jeff Hostetler for a safety to put the Bills up 12-3 in the second quarter, it appeared Buffalo was ready to pull away. However, Hostetler led the Giants to a touchdown before halftime. Buffalo quarterback Jim Kelly led the Bills down the field, and as emotions ran high and tensions rose, Bills kicker Scott Norwood trotted out to attempt the game winner. No Super Bowl kicker had ever attempted a game-closing field goal in which the result of the kick determined the winner or loser. Norwood's kick sailed wide right, and the Bills experienced their first of 4 Super Bowl heartbreaks. That's it for today. We hope you found our video interesting. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and share it with others. Also, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell, so you don't miss any of our new uploads. In the end, thanks for watching, and see you next time.